everyone. Welcome back to EHAF Indonesia 2020 Goes Online. This is Institution Webinar Series. My name is Anton Hilman. I'm going to be moderating this webinar. This webinar is going to be presented by the representative of Y Schools. Please stay tuned until the end of this webinar because after the presentation, we will hold a Q&A session. If you have any question about the presentation or anything related to the institution, you can submit your question in YouTube comment section anytime throughout the presentation. And please welcome Y Schools.
Thank you, Anton, and thank you, everyone. I am so happy to have the opportunity to give that presentation. So thank you again for the organization of everything. I will try to share my screen so that you can see my presentation. Is it okay?
Yes, I can see.
Oh, perfect. Great. Let me introduce myself in a few words. So yes, I represent Y Schools. I work for the school. It's been 5 years, and I'm the head of the international department. So I am so really happy to be able to give to present my school to Indonesian students. So Y Schools is a group of different schools, actually, management, tourism, and design. And we will go through them all at once. So Y Schools is located in France, in the city of Troyes, which is not far away from Paris. The main campus is located there. And it presents the advantage to be not far away from Paris, but not as big as Paris. So for international students who, well, leave their families for the first time or discover another country for the first time, this is a good average city in which you can settle, meet people, make friends, have very good quality of life because the city is not that expensive to live in. So this is the advantage to be not far away from Paris, but not really in Paris. The region is located in the region of Champagne. So yeah, 1 hour and a half away from the capital. The campuses, so really human-sized campus, that's the purpose of, well, that's really the strategy of the school, is really to maintain that proximity with students, so between academics, staff, and students. So the campuses are not really big, which really means a lot of how can I say, well, self-devotion to students, because every student is really considered. So like I was explaining earlier, Y Schools is really composed of 3 different schools. So first of all, there's the School of Management, SCBS, with several programs, the BBA, the Global Bachelor in Management, one Bachelor in Business Administration located in Africa, one Master in Management, and one Master of Science dedicated to innovation and entrepreneurship. So a few words before regarding the BBA, so the International Bachelor in Business Administration. This is really an international focused program. As of the 4 years of the program, 2 years are spent abroad, either on internships or within partner universities. So you can see that, well, the program is really recognized by the French Ministry of Higher Education, but also recognized by 29 of our partners abroad, because we have 29 double degrees with universities outside of France. So with German universities, Spanish universities, but also in North America, South America, and Asia. So that's really the interest of this program. It's because at the end of the 4 years, you really have 2 degrees. And it is 100% English taught, which is really interesting for international students. If you have any questions regarding the content, please let me know. I will go through them quite quickly. The first year is really dedicated to basics. The 2 years, the 2 next years are more focused on international. So you start your first internships and you go abroad within partner universities. So at the same time, you get both the international experience, but also a really solid professional one. The Global Bachelor in Management is really is a French taught program. So you really need to have a significant French skills to be able to get into the program. And the focus is really on marketing and sales. Master in Management is also fully taught in English, so also interesting for international students. The first year is accessible after 2 years of higher education. So if you are doing your second year in a university, you can apply for to enter the program. There is also an access to get into the second year of the program after 3 years of higher education, and to the last year of the program after 4 years of higher education. So the first year is really general. You get the basics in management, so finance, management control, supply chain, HR, so really general background in management. During the second year, you start choosing your and personalizing somehow your path, your program, by choosing between different sort of tracks. So the work study pathway is you spent 1 week at school and 3 weeks within a company that we helped you find. So this is really interesting in terms of professional experience. The international pathway, of course, so you spend 1 semester abroad and you discover another language, another culture, another university. The French pathway, just you spend 2 semesters in France studying, no professional experience, no international. And there is a specific track dedicated to design. Year 3, you get more specializations. 9 specializations that are fully taught in English, so design, strategy and management, entrepreneurship and innovation, event and sports management. Of course, management control as well, marketing and international sales development, digital marketing and social media. And there are specializations only dedicated to students who chose the work study option because they are not always on campus, so the number of specializations is reduced. The Master of Science in Innovation, Creativity and Entrepreneurship is an 18-month program really dedicated to students who are willing to develop their own projects, business, it's actually a double degree between our schools, so Y schools, and EPF, which is a school of engineering in France, also recognized by the French Ministry of Higher Education, and also well ranked among the School of Engineering. So that is interesting because it really focused on different backgrounds. You can be either from a management background or science background, engineering background. You can still get into the program. I said before that Y schools run 3 major schools. So I've gone through the School of Management and now there's the School of Tourism. So we have three campuses, different campuses for the School of Tourism, and this is quite interesting because three cities, three campuses in three different cities, and the interesting thing is that those cities represent, they have all really strong points, because the first one is in Troyes. The city is famous for welcoming a lot of tourists seeking to know more about French history and the history of Champagne. Paris, of course, which is the first city in the world in terms of welcoming tourists. And Metz, the last campus we opened 2 years ago, which is the first city to be elected European Best Destination. So this is quite an interesting city, really rich in terms of culture and history and events, classified UNESCO music. So, and really close to main European links, such as Luxembourg or Amsterdam, which are not very far away. So that three localizations are very important. The School of Tourism run a five-year program, so a bachelor in tourism management with three specializations. So hotel and restaurant management, development of tourism product and services, and wine tourism. And then you get your bachelor, and you can either choose to work or pursue until you get a master's degree. And this is a 2-year program, 2 specializations, luxury tourism and business tourism and event management. So that is really interesting because, well, you can really develop skills to work in resort management, hospitality management, project manager related to tourism services. So this is very, very wide. And to finish with, the School of Design, so it is also a 5-year program, three main specializations. So in graphic design, space design, and product design. So you can really personalize your program as you want it to do it. It is also a program in which professionalization is really important. Yeah, regarding the international environment of Y schools, so Y schools today is 1,900 students and 7 campuses and 1 science park, 400 international students, which means that we are able to welcome international students from really all over the world and give them the best, well, the best facilities to really introduce them to the French culture and welcome them to the best we can. 200 partner universities all around the world, 52 double degrees. So that proves that how much we are really invested in, well, opening ourselves to what's happening outside France and seeking well, more experience from partner universities and welcome more and more international students on campus. Well, that enables you to see how we handle students on campus. Well, that was before COVID, of course, but we see you have a quick look of the campus. And I think that really the best way to, well, to introduce a school to other students is from the students. And I just wanted to well, let you see that a quick video from former students who studied at the School of Design and wanted to share her experience.
So I'm Lauren Amrine, and I'm American from New York, and I've been living in France for 4 years now. So I graduated from undergrad in the US, and I studied studio art and French until 2013. And so for me, the logical next step was to move to France, because I knew that was how I really would learn the language. Otherwise, you never learn it if you don't live there. So I got a job teaching English in a high school in France, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed teaching, but for me, what I missed was like the creative aspect of making things and doing things. And so I was looking at masters, and I found the design school here, and I applied. And when I was accepted, I was just like, why not? Like, a door opens and I take it. So the master is a 2-year master in design strategy. So it's technically a global design program. We don't have like a specialty, but we work in projects that it can involve product, space, interior, graphic design, service design. But the good thing about the program is that we do a lot of projects in group. We work also with local businesses. And for me, the really applying design to concrete problematics was interesting for me too. And so you'll be working with another student who might be really good, in product design or industrial design, and maybe you're really good in graphic design. And the group work, everyone brings what they're good at to the table. And I think that that's important. I think it's the students and the teachers and obviously the place, but just the general, like I feel kind of like at home, like I did at my other university in the States. So it's, my class was really close. We were 15 and there was no competition, we helped each other out. And even like the professors, you can, go to them with questions, and everyone really helped me out with like, administrative questions with my visa and being an international student. And I think obviously look at the school, it's gorgeous. So you're like having class in an old monastery, and our studio was in an old chapel from like the 1700s with stained glass windows. So I think just like that was really unique. Most schools don't have that. The students were really welcoming. I was worried at first because I was the only new international student, and they all knew each other, but they really made an effort to like include me and welcome me. And I made some other good friends. Like I gave English dinners to these women in Troyes that are like 60, but they're now my friends. So I have this network of my like older friends in Troyes. They're like my French moms. So I like to go out and make those connections. Very pretty, I mean, gorgeous. You just don't have this type of age in America. Everything's so new. And so for me, it's like, wow, this is so old. I'm living in a house, a Maison de Colombage, like a timbered house from 1500. I think also the size is perfect. It's not too small that you feel shut in, but it's not too big that you can't walk places or you can't, bike places. I think the fact that you take your time to really eat, to drink well, to have good conversations with people, you take your time on Sunday to do nothing and everything is closed. I think the attention to like detail, even like aesthetically, whether it's the restoring old buildings or food or clothes, is just more than the general, what we have in America.
Well, I just wanted to show you that video because I think that students experience way more than anyone's speech. So I really hope that it was interesting for you to hear that experience return from Lauren. I want now to thank you for your attention and for participating in this webinar. If you have any further questions, well, I am here and feel free to ask them. I think I've kept the timing.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you, Anton.
Now we'll begin the Q&A session. Okay, I will read the question from YouTube comment section. Okay, the first question, it goes, what kind of the document should be prepared to apply to your school?
Okay, good question. Well, it really depends on what you want to study, but basically We will be studying your degrees, former degrees on the current grades of the year you're in right now. But also, if you have recommendations, your resume, and explain your motivation, that is also necessary. The only exception would go to the School of Design, because we would ask for a portfolio as well.
Ok, merci beaucoup pour votre réponse. The next question, it goes, hello, I'm interested to take my bachelor degree. For Indonesian high school student, is it okay to apply with their National High School Diploma?
Yes, it is. It is actually okay to apply, and you apply directly. Well, you have our emails right here and WhatsApp number as well, so you can just reach out to us. We will give you the link. Everything goes online, and you apply from on the school website, and that's just it.
Thank you very much. The next question is, for English program, what is the minimum of TOEFL or IELTS score?
Well, actually, this is we're doing it quite differently. We do not ask for a certification, IELTS or TOEFL or Cambridge or anything else, because once you apply, you will be contacted by the admission services, who will schedule different interviews. And one of those interviews is an English test. So you'll have a jury panel that would evaluate your English skills.
All right, thank you very much for the answer. The next question is, could you explain us about the international student life in Troyes, in your city? Sorry.
Very good question, thank you. Well, well, that's quite an interesting city, you know, because I'm not from Troyes originally. I am from another city in France, and I've discovered Troyes 5 years ago. And when I arrived there, I was just so warmly welcomed. Everyone was so nice to me, and I felt, I mean, really good in this city right away. And that's quite the experience international students have when they come to Troyes, because they discover not such a big city. They discover an average city, but they make friends quite easily. There are a lot of international students in the city as well, because there is Y schools, but other higher education facilities that welcome international students. So international students represent a community. French students are also very happy to welcome international students. They speak English quite well, and they are really keen on discovering new cultures and exchange with other nationalities. So basically, you have time to study, of course, and you need to study, but you also get to have a student life in the city because of the culture, because of the restaurants, because of and the sports facilities that exist as well. So students tend to represent a very, very solid and interesting community.
All right, thank you very much. The next question is, if I want to take the international program, do I need to speak French?
No, if you chose a program fully taught in English, well, in that case, you don't have to speak French, because all your courses will be taught in English, and also the academic, the teachers, the staff also speak English within the school. So that could be better for you to have some French some French facilities because, well, to live in France, it is always better to have a few basics of French. But to study, if we're only talking about studying, there is no need.
All right, thank you very much. The next question, it goes, hello, madam. I want to continue my master degree next year. Could you please share the information about the living costs in your city? Thank you.
Of course. Well, you have to count an average of 700 euros per month because the rent is, well, this is an average, but the rent is between 300 and 400 euros per month. And you get to have a housing benefit that help you pay the rent. So that reduces your rent. You have to add 200, 250 euros to get your groceries and do your shopping. And the rest if you want to go out or, well, etc., etc. So 700 euros per month.
Okay, merci beaucoup. The next question is, if I want to continue in your school, do you help us to find a student dormitory?
Yes, of course. Actually, once you register and once you're accepted, there is a process that goes en route to help you get all your administrative aspects. So that includes the help you need to get your visa, but also finding your accommodation, and the international department help international students with all that. So once you're accepted, you will be contacted to help you with all those logistical aspects, including, of course, finding an accommodation.
All right, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. The next question, if I want to do my master degree in your university, do the internship is obligatory for international student?
For most programs, yes. The internship is mandatory because we feel like professional experience is really important for the value of your degree. Having a degree without having no clue of how a company works, of how to behave in a company, without practicing, I mean, concretely projects and the life within a company, we feel like you're missing something and we're not helping you and giving you all the keys to prepare yourself for what once you're graduated. So yeah, internships are really important and they are mandatory.
All right, thank you very much for the answer. The next question, it goes, is there any possibilities to do the part-time job during the study?
Yes, it is. It is. Actually, your student visa enables you to work, well, at the most 20 hours per week in France. That's the French law. So we can help you find out a job, but if I have to be completely honest, if you want to find a job in France, the better way is to have really solid French basics, because students who work beside their studies, the jobs are need them to speak French mostly.
All right, thank you very much for the answer. Next question, it goes, do you provide the scholarship for international student?
Not yet. Not yet. We're working on finding fundings for international students, But today, we can help students filing for other scholarships, such as EFL scholarship delivered by Campus France, or other scholarships. So you can help you file for those scholarships, but the school today cannot give them to students.
All right, thank you very much. The next question, it goes, is it possible to do the internship in Indonesia if I study in your school? Thank you.
Yes, it is totally possible to do your internship in Indonesia. Actually, you can do your internship wherever you want. You have between 4 to 6 months. If you want to do it in Indonesia, it is completely possible.
Très bien, merci beaucoup. Next question. After graduation, is there any possibility to find a job in your city or in your country?
Yes, after graduation, the career center we have on campus can help you find jobs and other professional opportunities in France or in the city.
All right, thank you very much. Next question. Do you have the representative office in Indonesia?
Not so far. Sorry.
Vous avez toujours le temps, en fait.
Merci. We have a representative in India today, but not in Indonesia.
Okay. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you for the answer. Next question. As for Indonesian students who need to study for 4 years for undergraduate year, will the third year student be eligible to apply for postgraduate program?
They are.
Okay.
They
So
are.
before,
Once you get, sorry.
continue.
Sorry, I was just going to say that indeed, undergrad student can apply for postgraduate students degrees, even though the bachelor is in 4 years. So you can apply. There is no problem with that.
Okay, thank you very much. The next question is, do you have short program like winter or summer program?
So far, only for the School of Design. So yes, in the summer we have a summer school dedicated to the discovery of France, the French culture, the French language, but also design skills.
All right, merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Next question. Hi, I want to continue my master degree in your school. Can you tell me more detail about the admission process? Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for the question. So to get into the master program, we need degrees, grades, resume, letter of recommendation, and other administrative documents such as ID, etc., etc. But everything is fully explained on our website, and if you need further and detailed explanation, you can really reach us by email or on WhatsApp. But basically, we need we need the proof of your degrees and your grades to have an idea of your level.
All right. Thank you very much for the answer. Next question. Do you have an exchange program with Indonesia?
Actually, we do. We have a partner university in Jakarta. So yes, we have an exchange program.
Okay, with the university in Jakarta.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for the answer. Next question. What is the biggest challenge faced by international students study in your university?
Wow. That is a really good question. Well, the biggest challenge, I would say, well, I think it is not really related to our university, but I think it is related more to the fact that when you leave your country, when you leave your family and friends, when you arrive somewhere new, you are quite well, everything. I mean, you've lost your roots, so that's the biggest challenge, and we are very careful about that when international students arrive, because we know that everything is new to them, and they may have trouble to fit in during the few days and weeks. So that is really the major point we're trying to monitor, because we know that, well, integration can be difficult. So that's why we organize events to meet the students and so that the students meet each other as well. That's why we also have also councils on campus, such as a psychologist to, in case a student need help and need to talk, we can I mean give I mean organize an interview between the two. So that is, I think, the biggest challenge, and that is the thing that I worry actually personally the most about, is this integration and the feeling that everything is so new that you can get lost in the beginning. So we're trying to be like moms to students when they arrive, so they can come to us with any question. And this is something that we really can do, because we are not such a big institution. So the international team can really be there for the student. And I think this is a strong point for us.
All right, thank you very much. The next question, and it would be the last question for this webinar. Okay, and it goes, what is the minimum of GPA to enroll for the master degree?
Good question. Actually, even though we look at the GPA, of course, we do not really stop at the GPA score. I mean, if I want to be more specific, we are quite interested, and even more interested, in students' motivation and projects than the grades. I can't really say that, but I'm saying it anyway. Grades are important, and we need to have a look at them, of course, but sometimes we have such good surprises with students who would have never thought they would do higher education studies, and they have other skills they can provide to the school. So we don't want just to evaluate regarding the GPA, we want to evaluate regarding everything else. So no GPA score required, to answer precisely the question.
All right, I guess that's the end of our Q&A session. Just a reminder that you can still connect with the representative through the information given earlier. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Donya. Thank you very much for your invitation.
Thank you very much, Anton, for your well, introduction and your kindness and smile. That's very appreciated.
Very much. Have a good weekend in France.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Bye bye.
Bye. And